Agility Master says, thanks for the great advice. I wouldn't want to drink also. I'm assuming alcohol, and I would actually add that as a good tip. And also, he said, add that conflict doesn't always have to be a bad thing. In fact, absence of conflict can be an alarm sign. Thinking Pat Lencioni here. And absolutely correct. Conflict doesn't always mean about people. It could be processes, technology, and it doesn't always mean that somebody's doing wrong. Literally, the definition of conflict means different. So I like to use the example of a fingerprint. We are born with differences, and we just have to learn to work with them. It's also why I'm super sensitive to not treating conflict as something we want to get rid of, because it's not possible. But conflict and differences can be blockers, intentionally or unintentionally. And so that's what we need to learn to manage. And in fact, my master's program was called conflict management rather than conflict resolution, because not all conflict can be resolved. Sometimes we reach a stalemate and decide that it's either unresolvable because there's nothing we can agree on, or we actively choose that it's not a priority, so we choose not to resolve it. How many times have we had something on our to-do list and we're like, yeah, I probably should do that, but it's just not the top thing on my list right now, or it's just not a priority or significant enough, so I'm not going to do it at all. With that said, the first step is identifying how you feel about the word conflict. What connotations does it bring to you? And finally, the point about absence of conflict being an alarm sign, amen. Because when I go into teams, organizations, or in family dynamics, and people are like, it's fine, I'm fine, we're fine, everything's fine. Oftentimes, things are absolutely not fine. And people just don't talk about anything that brings up negative feelings. Insert the plug for having someone you can talk through those things, starting with yourself, whether that is a mental health provider, a rabbi, a priest, a pastor, a coach, whatever that looks like, because if we don't address that, we could actually cause more harm by avoiding harm.